About time, anytime. I just keep doing this and it's not scheduled. I don't merit. Got off work, changed my class. Here we are. I want to talk about Ray Fisher a little bit, and then that is all. And then it will be done. Just a quick moment. Just a quick moment in time. So I'm saying we'll have quick moments. You know. Hopefully everybody's amazingly amazing. Hello, Joshua. Thank you, Joshua. Always with the links. Hi, Tony. I feel like my hair looks a little strange right now. How's my hair look, Tony? I'm over here trying to catch a man, so tell me, does my hair look okay? No? Does it? I'm not really trying to catch a man. That was a joke. Look at this one curl. I guess I didn't I don't know what I did. What's happening? What's going on? Hi, Coop. Are you sure? I think you're just telling me that, Tony, because you're like you might be afraid a little bit. If you tell me, oh, Ashley, look at the basket. Like it's a mess in here a little bit. Not really. It's just a basket. I just need to move it. But stayed at work longer than I was expected to. How was that stream, Tony? It's gonna be weird because I'm gonna miss a lot of those probably, because Lunga and Yellow, the homies, are always streaming at that time of day. Unless I okay, Tony. All right. But I'm just saying, it's just a little I don't know, ladies and gents. Give people time. How's everybody's Tuesday? That for some reason, I don't know why, I thought it was Wednesday. Why did I think it's Wednesday? It's Tuesday, right, ladies and gentlemen? And continuously finding out great information about Ray Fisher, being saying a lot but saying nothing. And we do know that, right? So we're going to talk about that. What have you all had a chance? See, Joshua, I'm just not I'm trying to get back. I'm back in the swing of everything, still this week. Yesterday, I just started doing home health and had to go do my background paperwork, all that, and then met two of my Monday patients that I'm going to end up having. I met two patients today. I think on Wednesday I have the same people. So I have the same lady one of the ladies I met on Monday, because I go Monday, Wednesday, Friday for her. And then Tuesday and Thursday is just the two older gentlemen. So, but Monday, I see two women. Wednesday, I'll see a different woman, along with the main lady that I basically see the most, almost. So, and then on Friday, I'll see her Friday. And then Friday, I think she's the only one I see on Friday, because right now that's all I have. So that's good. So Friday, I'll be like, hey, it's 2:00. I'm out. Bye. Well, not really, because technically I got to go back to the office. I got to do my stuff. So it'll still be 4:34, something like that. One of those times. So I'm going to miss it, Tony. I really am. I'm not going to see that a lot. So tell me, Tony. Tell me, Joshua. Tell me, Coop. And whoever else, if anybody else shows up, how was your Tuesday afternoon? Is your weather nice? Because let me tell you, mine is. It is. It really is. Hopefully I'm not mumbling, because I'm, I feel like I'm mumbling and talking in a weird pattern at the moment. But that's that. But we're going to pull up. Did you all have a chance to hear about what's going on with Ray Fisher. The only reason why I'm doing this is because I was like, not been, except for like streaming a little bit here and there. I really wasn't. Oh, thank you, Tony. I see your tweet. So nice. I wasn't really doing a whole lot, for a few weeks. So I'm like, hey, we'll do a short thing today. Maybe tomorrow. I was going to record actually a video about this morning, but I was like, if anything, I'll just do this, and that's what we'll do, and we'll talk about it. And I'll pull it up, and we will. I've read the article. I'm not going to read this whole article, obviously, right now, guys. We're going to paraphrase, go through that. Hi, Dante. How are you? Hi. In a world of news, I am definitely, look at that basket. Oh my gosh, let me do this. I am definitely a reporter. Daily information is brought to me, and I have information, just lots of it. Isn't that tight? Isn't that tight? And when you sometimes you have to interview people, and sometimes they want to be interviewed, but we'll see. That's what happens when you're a journalist. You remember that when the lady called me a journalist? So I'm a journalist, ladies and gentlemen. Not really at all. But we're going to talk about this story. And it says Ray Fisher opens up about Justice League, Josh Whedon, and Warner's. I don't believe some of these people are fit for leadership. Okay. So this is a long article. Okay. And in this article, it basically starts with the initial tweet. Hi, Dante, my twin. How are you? In this article, it starts off and it talks about, the start in June 2020 when he started tweeting and talking about how Josh Whedon had the neglect and the abuse. And then I'm just going to read this little part. It says, over the past year, the actor has, came after, Josh Whedon in the studio, right? He says, I'm not so in. This is supposed to be his Thanos snap. Yes, exactly. I'm not so indebted to Hollywood that I haven't been willing to put myself out there. I guess that's a direct quote from him. But guys, when you read this long, massive article, right? There's a few things that stick out. And they're really not so much things that he's saying that gives us proof or evidence of anything, but just the lack thereof. And he's speaking and saying a lot. And it says accusing Josh Whedon of gross, abusive, unprofessional, and completely unacceptable conduct on the set of Justice League. For Fisher, who plays Cyborg in the film, the issue is no longer so much what happened on the set in 2017 after the director Zack Snyder was replaced by Joss Whedon, though he's ready to explain that too. His unrelenting focus in recent months has been the way the executives, first the Warner Film Studio and then its parent, Warner Media, handled allegations raised by himself and others. Then we talk about the remedial action that was taken as a result of his investigation, but not as, to elaborate on that, the spokesperson tells The Hollywood Reporter, for privacy and legal reasons, our privacy is not to publicly disclose the findings or the results of any investigation. And then Catherine Forrest, who oversaw the investigation, she was a federal judge, who conducted the more medium probe, tells The Hollywood Reporter in a statement that in interviews with more than 80 witnesses, she found no credible support for claims. Nothing, right? Nothing. And then it gets into talking about how he was raised by a single mother, that he grew up in a predominantly black community in New Jersey. Um, and, that most of the people that sat on the city government were black. And that's, the first self-governing, south of the Mason-Dixon. So for him, and then he goes on to talk about how he felt about things that were going on in this country with Black Lives Matter, protesting, and feeling like he needed to say his piece as a black man. But apparently, he talks about, and the fact that he was the first DC black hero, brought to film. It gets into him talking about when Joss came on board, and they decided, and this is a lot of what I've said before, guys. It goes into, in this article, he talks about how Joss Whedon came on board, right? And I've said this too. He was upset when Joss Whedon came on board and cut his part down, right? He was upset by that his part was diminished significantly. Hi, Paul, how are you? Yes, Jody was very right. That he was, his part was cut down. It was diminished, his role. So he was already upset by that. And he was upset because they wanted him to say booyah. He felt that as the only black person on set, having a catchphrase, in the styling of what you talking about, Willis, and all of these other things, he felt that just wasn't a good look. And he didn't want to do it. Now he wants, I'm tired of him too, JJ. Tired. And that, so he talks about that. And then he talks about Jeff Johns, having a conversation with Jeff Johns. And also when he came on stage, let me find the exact quote here, because I do want to get into this. He talks about the booyah. I mean, there's so many things in this article, but most of it we've already known. It says that he's finally speaking out, but ladies and gentlemen, he is not saying anything different that he hasn't said before. I mean, there's a little bit more information here, but it's still just under the guise of just bullshit. It says Zach and I always considered Cyborg's story to be the heart of the movie. That's Chris Terrio, right? That fabulous writer. He has the most pronounced arc of any of the heroes. I'm going to go back to that. Being from a place of despair and ending with a feeling that he is whole and that he is loved, right? And then he talks about how he was playing the role more of, this modern day Frankenstein, character. And that now, Jeff Johns approached him and said, why don't you play it more like Quasimodo? And wanted him to hunch over and to walk like this and to be more happy and jovial in his performance, right? And Whedon, also talks about here when he talks about, but in a call with Whedon, Fisher said he barely started to talk when the filmmaker cut him off. It feels like me, I'm taking notes right now. This is Joss Whedon's words, right? He says, feels like I'm taking notes right now. And I don't like taking notes from anybody, not even Robert Downey Jr. That doesn't sound like abuse at all. It just sounds like maybe he's an asshole. I don't know. Maybe he's just controlling. Maybe he is these things, but what he is saying to me doesn't seem like he might not have a case. The things that are alarming for me, it seemed like that maybe Gal and Patty might have something to say, but they don't want to publicly talk about it, and their issue for them was resolved. But turn in it, Fisher talks about we can't make Joss mad, and all of these little bitty things. But the one, if I can remember, and that's when we're talking about being Quasimodo. And then John's representative responds when he talks about that. He said, Jeff gave a note using a fictional character as an example of a sympathetic man who is unhappy, okay, and has an inclination to hide from the world, but one whom the audience roots for because he has a courageous heart. Mm-hmm. Fisher told Johns it might be one thing for a non-black person to write a character for a comic, but it was another for a black actor to portray that character on screen. It was like he was assuming how black people would respond rather than taking the advice from the only black person, as far as I know, with any kind of creative impact on the project, Fisher says. I don't. Okay. Anybody have any thoughts right there? Hi, Antonio. Hi, Bernard. How are you? Yes, or it might be somebody else because I have, other people that are hating lots sometimes. But whoever, maybe a slighter person, whoever it is, thank you for your dislike. You are much appreciated, whoever you shall be. Hi, Sathwick. How are you? Hi, hi, hi. Yes. So, what do you all think about that so far? Yeah, I mean, he's out, right? I mean, I don't feel like in this article he said anything really to me that makes it seem like that he was a victim of racism. And then Fisher goes on to talk and says that was the last creative conversation about anything that Jeff Johns and I had. And I knew I was on my own, Fisher says. Okay. So the fact that they did not back him in the decisions that he wanted, the things that he wanted as the actor, not the director, not the person over the whole. Okay, imagine this. Imagine I am, not me, let's just say, not even Robert Downey Jr. Let's go down the pole a bit here. Let's go to, Tiana Parrish, right? Tiana Parrish told Kevin Feige, because at the time, Jeff Johns was overseeing these films, right? They were under he was over them. If if she said, you know what, I really don't like this line and I think we need to do this and I feel like this, and what do you think? What's Kevin Feige gonna say? We're not doing that. I'm running this. He might, and this is what we're doing. I don't understand that when your boss or whoever is in charge tells you no, and maybe you are expressing things, but also, why are you the advocate for every black person in America, right? That's what I've heard, right? Yeah, that is it, Paul. Yep. Paul hit it right there on the head. He's an actor and like the 12th on the call sheet, likely. He has no say. He has in his ego, and his ego goes the best of him. And he used race as a shield for bad decisions. Jody Damas was right. Hi, Shellen. How are you? Share the stream, guys. So here we go. And when we're talking about, so that's that, right? And then we're getting into, how, the acquisition of that AT&T bought Time Warner here and how long that took. It says the tensions only escalated when the issues of having Cyborg, here we go. Here we go. And we're talking about the Booyah, right? And how he didn't want to do it, right? And here's the direct quote when we're getting into it. He says, Fisher says he doesn't see the word in itself as an issue, but thought it played differently in live action film than an animated series. And he thought of black characters in pop culture with defining phrases. Gary Coleman's "What you talking about, Willis?" Jimmy Walker's "Dynamite," as no one else in the film had a catchphrase. He says it seemed weird to have the only black character say that. And then he starts talking about with the reshoots underway, Jeff tells me Cyborg has a catchphrase. He told him. Fisher says he expressed his objections and it seemed the matter was dropped until Berg, the co-chairman of DC Films and producer on the project, took him to dinner. All right. says, here we go. And then this is the part here. It says, this is one of the most expensive movies Warner's has ever made. This is Berg saying this, according to Fisher. What if the CEO of AT&T has a son or daughter, and that son or daughter wants Cyborg to say booyah in the movie, and we don't have a take of that? I could lose my job. Fisher responded that he knew if he filmed that line, it would end up in the movie, and he expressed skepticism that the film's fate rested on Cyborg saying booyah. But he shot the take as he arrived on set. He says that Whedon stretched out his arms and said a line from Hamlet in a mocking tone. Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you. Fisher replied, Joss, don't. I'm not in the mood. As he left the set after saying just the one phrase for the cameras, he says, Whedon called out, nice work, Ray. So, what are we thinking? What are we thinking? Hopefully, did y'all like my inflections there, or do I need to like give you more when I'm reading what other people are saying? Are you getting the different tones I'm trying to give you right now? Are you getting it? You feel me though? I'm like trying to make this like a entertaining experience for you right now as I'm reading these quotes. Do you like it? Do you like it? Is it tight? I don't know. Let's I don't know. Hi, Miss in Shaolin with the beard says, I don't care if he says booyah or not, but the fact that he tried to use race as a shield is sad. Here we go, Paul. Whedon called him out. No matter what you think of him, that was a good thing. He's the director, and actors should listen to the director. Exactly. That's you're doing well, Ashley. We're just over Ray at this point. I know, but like I was like, I want to stream and we're gonna talk about it. You know? Let's talk about it. No. It says even before the line was shot, Fisher's agent had called Warner's film studio chief, Emmerich, to raise concerns about what was happening on set. After Fisher arrived in Los Angeles for additional photography in summer of 2017, Johns asked him to come to the DC office in Burbank. When they met in a conference room, Fisher said that he had apologized to Whedon for his part in the conflict, which he had done in the hope of preventing a real rupture with the DC team. Johns responded that having agents call Emmerich just not cool, Fisher recalls. He said, I considered us to be friends, which he knew we were not. And I just don't want you to make a bad name for yourself in the business. Fisher took that as a threat. John's rep says he never made a threat, but told Fisher that the creative differences were not normally taken to the head of the film studio by an actor's agent. Okay. And then it gets into, Fisher was not the only Justice League star who was unhappy. Sources say Whedon clashed with all the stars of the film, including Jeremy Irons, and one Justice League star ended up taking her complaints not only to the head of the film studio, but also to the chairman of Warner Brothers. A knowledgeable source says Gal had multiple concerns with the revised version of the film, including issues about her character being more aggressive than her character in Wonder Woman. She wanted to make the character flow from one movie to the next. The biggest clash, source says, came when Whedon pushed Gadot to record lines she didn't like, threatened to harm her career, and disparaged Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins. While Fisher declines to discuss any of what transpired with Gal, a witness on the production who later spoke to investigators said that after one class, Josh was bragging that he had it out with Gal. He told her he's the writer and she's going to shut up and say the lines, and he can make her look incredibly stupid in the movie. What do y'all think about that? She seemed more aggressive in the Snyder Cut. WB was so desperate. WB was so desperate to get this movie out, they didn't even care about their actors. They just wanted their bonuses crazy. You don't get to just walk off set in a huff because you don't want to say a catchphrase without consequences. Mm. Wow, right? As a knowledgeable source says that Godot and Jenkins went to battle. Um, and that's all that we know about that. And then we know that the Batgirl project was in the works, and then he, was leaving the project, and he said, Batgirl is such an exciting project, and Warner's DC, such collaborative and supportive partners, that it took me months to realize I really didn't have a story, he said at the time. Okay, when Justice League opened in 2017, the film panned. We know that. But Whedon was still part of Warner Media Universe, and in July of 2018, a few months after he left Batgirl, HBO greenlighted his drama The Nevers straight to series. But in November 2020, just a couple of weeks before Warner Media said it had taken remedial steps after his investigation in the Justice League, Whedon left the project too. Right? And HBO chief Casey Bowles has said that there were no complaints about Whedon's behavior on that series. This time, Whedon said that he was not up to the physical challenges of making such a huge show during a global pandemic. Warner issued a clip. We have parted ways with Joss Whedon. So, and then we know that, he played Mahershala Ali's son on True Detective. And then the funny thing about this, guys, who did I go back and forth with? And I was talking about how she said I'm a journalist, and maybe I am a journalist because I'm in, I don't know, I'm joking, but. And then he goes on to talk about two individuals who worked on the sci-fi Krypton TV series, talked to Fisher about events that had taken place on the series. Okay. And we know one of them is Nadia. Okay. Because they wanted to, okay. Okay, here we go. They wanted to make Superman's grandfather, black. But Johns, who was overseeing the project, said Superman could not have a black grandfather. The creator also wanted to make one superhero character, Adam Strange, gay or bisexual. The sources says John vetoed the idea. Now, guys, tell me, why would someone who originated in comic books, who tries to be as close to that source material as he can be, would refuse these two decisions? Is it because he's racist? And is it because he's homophobic? No, it's not. But that's the spin, right? That's the spin. And then, of course, the statement comes out that Jeff celebrates and supports LGBTQ characters, including Batwoman, who in 2006 was reintroduced as LGBTQ in a comic book series co-written by Johns, says Johns' rep in an email. Johns also pitched Warner's on developing a television show around the first LGBTQ lead DC superhero television series, he adds. As for the role of Superman's grandfather, the rep says Johns believed fans expected the character to look like a young Henry Cavill. Several sources who spoke to Fisher around this time are willing to talk to Warner investigators. Among them, there she is, Mrs. Nadria Tucker, who now is on another project. That's after she was, this is what she tweeted. I haven't spoke to Jeff Johns since the day on Krypton when he tried to tell me what is and is not a black thing. Tucker tells The Hollywood Reporter that Johns objected to when a black female character's hairstyle has changed in scenes that took place on different days. I said, black women, we tend to change our hair frequently. It's not weird. It's a black thing. And he said, no, it's not. Okay. I'm gonna be real here. Okay, this is what annoys me. Annoys the shit out of me. Okay? That is a generalization coming from her. Yes, that does happen. But in my realm, in my world, I mean, this is like the first newest thing my hair being curly. My hair was straight and now it's not. Okay? You know how many black women I know have basically the same hairstyle? So maybe that's not always the case, but it is the case. It's a back and forth. But when we're saying that, when I just don't like saying black women, we say some, but a generalization, I don't like those. And that is what she's doing there. Yeah, it definitely is. Guys, like, it is. Like, I've never dyed my hair. My hair has always been naturally black and straight until October of 2020. Okay? And then I started wearing it curly. My hair did not change. And I know I'm speaking for myself, but I'm also speaking a lot of other women that I know. But it is a thing that we do embrace our hair and we do change and we do these things a lot. But it's not all, you know? So I feel it's a little bit of a generalization on her part there. She could have said something a little bit differently. But Nadria Tucker and Ray Fisher, two peas in a pod. Truly, truly, two peas in a pod. One and the same, basically. They don't get their way, they whine and say it's racist. And then, John Spokesman says standard continuity notes for a scene are being spun in a way they're not only personally offensive to Jeff, but to the people that know who he is, know the work that he has done, and know the life that he lives. Jeff has personally seen firsthand the painful effects of racial stereotypes concerning hair and other cultural stereotypes. This part is silly. I don't think they should put that in there. Having been married to a black woman who he was with for a decade, and now his second wife is an Asian American, as well as his son, who is mixed race. All right. Let's just get to this. And then the part that is what? Here it is. By late June 2020, right? Here we go. Fisher went public with a dissatisfaction of what he reviewed as Warner's inaction for their parts. Warner sources contended that Fisher was being manipulated by Snyder, who hoped to reclaim control of the DC film universe. And Fisher says that the assertion that a black man would not have his own agency is racist in the conversation Warner's leadership was having about the Justice League reshoots. I've been underestimated at every turn during this process, and that is what has led us to this point. Had they taken me as seriously as they should have from the beginning, they would not have made as many foolish mistakes as they did in the process. Okay, guys, and at that point, I'm done reading it, okay? Done. Done. Yeah, exactly, Paul. I don't give a shit, okay? Just because that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't even not even mean you're not racist. But I'm not calling Jeff Johns racist because I don't feel that anything has been proven that he's said anything racist, did anything racist in these situations. And then saying that they believe you, who is close with Zack Snyder, is being manipulated by your friend. That's not racist. It's not about you being a black man. It's about you being too close to that situation. You already being annoyed by how your role turned out in the film, right? That is the issue here. That is what's wrong. And then we're spinning everything and putting everything a racist spin on it. Why? Because he wants attention. Because he's trying really hard. And then it talks about how he was basically supposed to be a supporting role in the Flash film. And then Warner Brothers released a statement saying that he was just going to, have a cameo in the movie. But we wonder why. You caused all of this uproar. You stirred all of these things up. You didn't even cooperate in the investigation, right? Initially, you spoke to them, but you didn't really want to cooperate. You really didn't want to get on board with everything that was going on. And that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. He spoke. Bravo to him. But he didn't say anything really to me. To me, the only thing that I'm concerned about, and I want to hear what Gal has to say, to see if that's true, right? A lot of people say things that are to other people. But are those things true? You got to go to the source and you got to ask them the question. And sometimes people don't like when you come to them and ask them the question. But go to the source, find out. Just because he said it doesn't mean that that's true. I'm curious to see if Gal's going to respond or Patty's going to respond, and what will they say if they do? What would they say? What would their words be? What could they say? I'm curious, So we'll see, right? Does anybody, what do you all think about this? I know you all have been saying a lot. I missed it because I've been on another screen looking at the article a little bit. But what do we think? What do we think? Yeah, there it is. Josh was telling y'all. There's a Cashapp, there's a PayPal. I'm just playing. But no, really, if you want, because we're going to get a new computer and do a bunch of stuff. So if you can, there it is. Paul, sometime you're going to have to come on, and we're going to, I want you to come on sometime. We'll have to plan it, figure it out. You feel me, homie? No, it'd be nice. Right now, I just don't have certain things set up. So, but yeah. Let me know what you're thinking, Paul. Anytime, Paul. Let's get some Australia accents over here on the Widow. What do you think? Yeah, would y'all like that? Yay, Paul, that'll be fun. We'll have to. Yay, I'm excited. Ye done. Dante. Ye done. I feel like when you can be like, I'm saying self-awareness is amazing, right? And right now for me to say that is crazy because, I feel like there's a point, I'm usually very good at being self-aware. I feel like there's been a time in my life recently where I wasn't. And if you're not self-aware of the things that you're doing, then you're just going to cause yourself more issues and more strife, right? You need to be self-aware of what you're doing and the things that you're saying. And if you're not giving examples, you're not talking about things, if you're not telling us what's really happening, and you're going on some of the things that he spoke about a few months ago were secondhand things, right? What? Then a lot of, Rogue Hero, hello. How are you, Rogue? Oh gosh. Okay. I'm just being stupid. No, Rogue, we're talking about Ray Fisher. Okay, that's what we're talking about. And his inability to tell the truth, his inability to, he wants to use his platform to say things are racist, to say that that everyone around him is being racist because they wanted him to say a catchphrase, because they wanted him to, kind of just take a step back in the part with Josh Whedon cutting his part down significantly in the film. 2, 3, and here we go, him being upset because he had a conversation with Jeff Johns, and Jeff Johns explained to him about, being, Quasimodo more than a Frankenstein, and he felt like that's not right as a black man. He didn't feel that the Warner executives saying that they felt that he was being manipulated, by the way, by his friend Zack Snyder. Then he felt that, oh, me as a black man, then you're saying that I can't have my own agency and I can't speak for myself. No, that's saying that maybe you're too close to the situation, right? Maybe you're too close to this person. You were in his movie. You're already annoyed because your friend was replaced and Josh Whedon was brought in. And then from there, your part was cut down. And you didn't like that, and you didn't like the fact that they asked you to say a catchphrase, and we know you're having these conversations with Zack Snyder, right? If you all are as close as you claim, and like I've said before, it's not missed on me. When did Ray Fisher decide to make this public? After the announcement that Zack Snyder's Justice League was going to be released on HBO Max, that Zack Snyder's cut was coming out. Right? This is when all of these things started happening. So it was like, oh, more publicity for myself, more publicity for Zack Snyder. Let's go ahead and throw Whedon under the bus even more. He's racist. They're racist. Everybody's racist. Right? That's what I'm sick of. When we're dealing with really racist charge issues, that's one thing, right? All right. When we're making up these silly claims, just like these silly things with Me Too movement that piss me the fuck off, right? You are really hurting people who are actually in these situations. That's what you're doing. You're not speaking on anything. None of these things sound racist to me. Maybe you're taking them and maybe it's a little insensitive. Maybe you're too sensitive. Maybe they were slightly insensitive to how you felt, but you are the actor. They are the director and they are the executives. You do not write the script. You do not get to, the director has the overall say because it's his vision, it's his film. And when you bring in a different director, which obviously was Warner Brothers L to take, because then you get and speaking of Frankenstein, then we get a Frankenstein movie, right? We get two movies mashed together that make absolutely no sense at the end of the day. The director's vision, the writers, the executives went to Zack Snyder and told him what, hey, you need to give us a 2-hour movie. Like, we ain't trying to mess with you like that. Right? But then Ray tells the director what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. Ray tells the executives what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. And when someone tells him, hey, look, I think you need to chill. You're going to mess up your whole career. That's a threat. That's a threat. Yeah, Antonio, that's exactly what I just said. And I agree with you completely, Antonio. There it is. When people fake accusations, it hurts those who actually face racial problems or sexual assault problems. Yes, it does. Because they'll be like, oh, well, you're lying. I know it's happened before. That's always the point that they'll make. I know there's certain women out here that's blind. So then the next one, they might come along, they might question, right? Or things that are not even sexual assault, like what was that guy's name? He was a comedian, and I guess he had some one-night stands, and some girls didn't like how he treated them. and he basically got canceled for a little while. I can't remember his name right now. Real freaking ridiculous. Don't go home, don't have sex with him, dude. Like, don't do it. You put your, I mean, that's, you made the choice, and now that he's not being cool and he's like, I'm going to bed, you gotta go. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, it is, Shaolin. I agree. Racism at times is difficult to prove, especially when it's covert. With that said, U Fisher has no evidence that proves any racism took place and believes he was really upset with the scenes cut out. Yeah. And I believe, yeah. Chris D'Elia, that's okay. Y'all know I love not Chris D'Elia. They try to hurt my baby Chris D'Elia too, okay? Because I'm one of the babies. You know what I'm saying? Life rips. Shout out to Chris D'Elia. Chris D'Elia's thing was they were trying to say he came after, not him, it's another guy. He is a it's not Chris D'Elia, but they did it to Chris D'Elia too. And Chris D'Elia is back. His podcast is back. Y'all check out that podcast. Congratulations, Chris D'Elia. I love it. But yeah, they did it to Chris D'Elia, but I'm speaking of another guy. It happened last year sometime. I'm trying to think of his name. Yeah, I like this point too. People will start to judge and dismiss actual problems that were totally racist just because someone else faked it. And same goes for other things. I agree. Hi. Well, we're talking about Ray Fisher, and then we're getting into false claims and, people being canceled for things that really didn't go that way. Chris D'Elia is definitely one of. Sorry. No, it's nothing you said. Like, you know what I do? Like, I should charge my. Look at that basket. It looks so bad. I'm bad, guys. You see me? You know I be doing that. I be like talking, 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 and I didn't charge my computer up. So sorry. I'm bad about charging stuff, guys. Phones, computers, like I don't do it. So sorry about that. But usually when that happens, I'm not by myself. I'm trying to get used to doing this by myself. How am I doing? Am I doing okay by myself, guys? Am I? Tyrese Fuck. Antonio Fuck. Yeah, there it is. Let me look up his name. I want to know who it is. Okay. He was in a movie about a chef or something. He's an Indian actor, comedian. Thank you. Yes. Here it is. Home, ladies and gentlemen. I'm moving them very soon, so that'll be nice. Great things coming. Great. Great things are happening. Always. So what do we think? I'm gonna go back to Dante's point. I can understand him being upset that he got cut down in the movie, but be professional. Do your job. There was a much better way to handle this and state disappointments. That's all it really is. It really is. I feel like sometimes, yeah, Tony, like, I can't think of his name right now. Google it, Tony. or Tyrese. Tyrese is Jarvis. Like, Jarvis, can I get a tweet? Yes, there is Jarvis right there. You were talking about Aziz Ansari. Yes, I could not think of his name. Thank you. That Jarvis, ladies and gentlemen. My Jarvis just got it. Yes. For sure. Let's give him a clap. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap for Tyrese. Ray Fisher looks so mad in that scene when he says booyah. Yes, Jarvis got it. Amazing. I'm so happy you did that. I agree. Hi, Michael. How are you? So, like, does any of y'all have anything else you want to talk about? That's Ray Fisher, ladies and gentlemen. Whiny douche canoe. He's a douche canoe, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that chick was just looking. Did I say Aziz? What did I say? I said no. I said no. I did not. I did not say AM. Leave me alone right now. Like Tyrese, we have to have a meeting of the minds here in a little bit. Jarvis. I can't. Tyrese is going to game stream in like 45 minutes, guys. I just thought I'd let you know. Probably not. I just said that. I did not say AM. I did not say AM. I swear. It's just, I don't know. I'm done. Quit. Done. Okay, so that's the stream. Oh my gosh, I would have vomited. In an alternate reality, Ray Fisher would have been Falcon. How would have that turned out? He'd probably be happy now, but I don't know if he would have been like, Chris Evans is so racist, and Scarlett Johansson is racist, and everybody's racist, and Robert Downey Jr. is racist. Everybody's so racist, racist, racist. That's what he probably would have said. I don't know. Or maybe he would have had such a wonderful experience that he wouldn't have said anything. But I'm glad he's not. Because I feel like Anthony Mackie's a better actor than he is. And a little older. Yeah, oh yeah, and Feige would have been like, my baby daddy would have been like, look, get your out of here. That's Shook Feige. You don't come to Shook Feige with that. I'm telling you, I would have got slapped and told to get out. Get out of here. Oh, y'all see, I'm wearing my wedding ring today. He would complain to Feige on something. Yeah. Yep. He would. He would. You hear that? That's the dog. You can hear the dog. Can you hear the dog? I don't know if you can. I'm not sure if you can. But he's barking. He's barking. Tony is back barking, doing his barking thing. You know? So, yeah, he would have complained to Feige for sure. I'm about to sneeze. I feel it. I'm trying not to sneeze. Okay, Tony says, I'm guessing Ray's next film would be about a man complaining about Hollywood. That's his life. Disney would have shut down quickly, LOA. Shut it off. Yeah, it would have. Down. He would have been out. Like Disney don't. And if they found something that they would be, I feel like if he would have brought that to Disney and said this person's racist, that person's racist, they would have investigated it, just like Warner Brothers. A peekapoo. A peekapoo. He said, Antonio says he would have told Feige he don't like Sam, his cat sidekick, and how he needs a maybe. Yeah, yeah, they don't tolerate it. Yeah, they got rid of Terrence Howard. Maine, they said, get out here, Maine. You know, it's hard out here for a pimp if you're Terrence Howard. I used to think he was so gorgeous. He's not gorgeous anymore. He's just like weird. He's always been weird, but I'm weird. But that's not the thing. He's just like I used to think he was gorgeous. MCU doesn't seem to tolerate that. Remember the original Rhodey, right? Oh. So hey guys, I will say it again. Hiring Zack Snyder was the worst thing that Warner Brothers and DC could have done. Yeah, I agree. Disney would have made Ray disappear. For sure, for sure. Shouty. You know? But who knows? Right? Today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. What's gonna happen? Does anybody have any other stories, anything, any questions, or anything you want to bring up right now? Because, like I said, let's get rid of that guy. Let's get rid of that guy. Bro, yeah. Oh, it's so cringe when you watch it now because you're like, oh, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's not happening. Terrence Howard was tight as Rhoda. Next time, baby. No, never, ever again. Oh, gosh. Don't you and this. What's the chances we'll ever see a Zack Snyder MCU movie? I don't even think about that. But let's see, who can he do? I mean, giving I mean, Daredevil maybe might be fine. You know, if he did a Midnight Suns type movie, if he, it just depends. But I don't want it. Hi, Serge. Fuck Snyder. Comes in hot. Like I tell you, he always comes in hot. I'm telling you, that's it. That is it. That's what he says. We don't need. Who do I like better? Well, I mean Bucky, but in the show, I feel like I already know a lot about Bucky. You know, Serge, I know a lot about Bucky already. So I feel like for me, I'm always interested in what Bucky's got going on, but I feel like we already know about a lot about his backstory. We know a lot about him. So for me, learning more about Falcon and seeing Falcon, I love his action sequences actually. Because when he's falling and he's flying and he does these turns, I love the wings. And I feel like in the show they're really stepping that up with him even more. So I'm more interested in Falcon right now just because we don't know enough about him. Right now, I don't like some of the things he's doing in the show, but I understand that that's his character's struggle to get to where he needs to get so he can kind of complete that arc of the show. He starts out not wanting to be Cap, he's still refusing to be Cap, and by the end of all of it, that'd be great. This right here, Bucky and Bruce Banner interacting needs to happen. They have a lot in common. But we need to. Oh, hi, Perp. I haven't seen you in a while. Thought you didn't like me no more. It's like, Perp, it's not my friend anymore. He doesn't come see me ever. I'm just playing, Perp. How are you, Perp? But I think we need a regression of Hulk for things to be interesting with him. If not, then he just needs to be like, hey, guy, how you new Avengers? You need help? He really doesn't need to be there as he stands down. Let's get it. I mean, I don't like that. I don't want to see you in this big Hulk body just being goofy, and when you go to fight, you go, huh, you pick it up. It's just miss me. I'm good. I'm good with Professor Hulk. Really, guys. Like I'm good off him. Like, no, thank you. Oh, you always lurking? Well, probably I need to know where you bees. I need to know where you bees at. I'm the only one who don't like Bucky's color palette on his new arm. I do like that it's vibranium, but I wish it was different colors. For sure. I feel like that if he's going to continue, there needs to be a regression. But it seems like with Hulk characters, with She-Hulk, um, yeah, I agree. Southwick Gray Hulk is coming and Red Hulk is coming. Um, Here, click the wrong one. Disney ruined Hulk. No redemption for him at all. I agree. I agree. I don't like what they did with Hulk, and we see that even with She-Hulk, Knight's here, sus game, all day, every day over here. Disney ruined Hulk. No redemption for him at all. Yeah. Uh, and then with She-Hulk, it's going to be a comedy. So I feel like they're going to do that even with her. Mm. Disney is purposefully sabotaging the Hulk to get the rights from Universal. They are. I believe they are sabotaging him because it just seems quite strange. Like he could have been Professor Hulk, okay, but why so goofy? Why? Well, I don't. It might have been able to work if they would have done something different, but it doesn't work. Like with the taco part, I was just like, okay, I'm done with you. Done. Done. Watch She-Hulk beat Abomination after Hulk gets washed by him. I'm calling it. And the weird thing is, we know the Hulk doesn't lose, right? He doesn't lose. So, what's happening? I mean, Thanos, I give you Thanos. He had, I'll give you Thanos. But if people are just going to go walk around beating the Hulk up, that's weird. That's not supposed to happen. He's a freaking Hulk. Ridiculous. I agree, Tony, when he talks about the taco thing. It was just like, okay, the taco thing fits Ant-Man more. He is, yes, he is Southwick, the strongest. When you are standing, if you are fighting him, squaring up with him in a fight, he's not losing, right? Not losing. Okay, and I'll give you the whole, like I said, the Thanos thing. But if we see him fight in a show and then he's losing and She-Hulk has, I don't even, like, guys, really with She-Hulk, I don't give a shit. Excuse my language. I'm like, trying to cuss less, guys. Don't give a flying shizness. Okay? Don't cares. Don't cares. Don't cares. Don't care. Right now. Show me that it's not, you're telling me you're making a comedy with She-Hulk in it. And she's going to go to court, and it's going to be court procedurals and world saving, and why? Don't get it. Thor doesn't bother me as much in the sense that he's not traditional Thor in the comic, yes. But when we think about Thor, right, we tried that with the first two Thor movies. And by the time Thor the Dark World was released, and it was weak. It had a lot of problems, that movie. So they decided to do something different. And Thor Ragnarok to me is not a bad movie. Yeah. Have we even got that Hulk is the strongest there is line in the MCU? Yeah, Southwick. Now he is. Before he was very close to the ultimate. No, no, Michael, we have not. Um, he was close to the Ultimate Avengers. Thor. It seemed like in the first two movies, and now we have a whole new Thor who it just seems like his younger version, his younger self a little bit, but a lot of Chris Hemsworth shoved into that as well. See, I agree. I didn't mind. The first one was okay, right? It was good. I mean, it was mediocre, really, but it was good, decent. It's not a horrible movie. Thor: The Dark World. You all know how I feel about that movie. Like, do y'all? I mean, yeah. I'm just taking sides because I've already told you, and I don't want to keep talking about Thor: The Dark World because I feel that it's just a mess, and it is a mess. There's no connections. The movie is just a mess, absolutely a mess. And I like Thor 10 times better than I do Hulk. At least he wanted to kill Thanos and not go hide and cry like a bitch. Antonio, he's so aggressive these days. I love it. They haven't. They've never called him the strongest there is. No, no. Anybody else? What else? So, what do you all think? Are you all going to watch Thor: Love and Thunder? The way you feel about Thor Ragnarok, a lot of you, and the Fat Thor and Endgame, the ones that are displeased, does that kind of make you not even care about watching Loki, or are you excited for Loki but have no real investment in Thor Love and Thunder? But we do know that there's going to be those ties. So how do you all feel about that? Serge says he's going to watch it. I agree, but I feel like we don't get to his journey in Infinity War if these things don't happen in Ragnarok. The decimation of his home, where he had to destroy his home, the loss of his father. Finding out he has a sister and defeating his sister, and then reconnecting with Loki, right? Because that also makes going to Infinity War, Dante. It raises those stakes because in Thor: The Dark World, he lost his mother. Thor 3, he lost his home. He lost his dad. And now here we are to the point where in Infinity War, we get there and he has nothing. He's lost his brother at the beginning of Infinity War, and he lost half of the people that were on that ship. He lost those people. And then after the snap, he lost more. What do you think about? I'm concerned. I am very concerned, Paul, about Natalie Portman, Jane Foster coming back. And it's even in the first Thor movie, the chemistry is just not there between the two actors. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. In Thor: The Dark World, you really don't buy it, and you really, really don't see it. And she didn't want to be there. Okay, Braille's looking forward to it. Okay, Dante, that's fair enough. They didn't make you care. I felt it, but I understand if you don't. Um, Hulk being knocked out by Iron Man was the moment I realized that he just didn't care. Hulk is not valuable to Disney. No, he's not. He really isn't. Because I mean, because they can't use him in the way that they want to. He always has to be this side character. He can never headline his own film. So for them, yeah, it's not. he's not a big priority at the moment. I think you think I don't think she's going to be the star. I think Chris Hemsworth is still going to be the star. Serge, if you were right, I'm gonna like eat a cat food or something. No, I won't do that, but I don't know. I think Gore will be good. I'm excited for Christian Bale. I'm really excited for Gore the God Butcher, and I feel like he won't. He'll be very serious because Christian Bale, I don't see that happening with him, and I feel like if he was like, you need to be a little goofy, be more. I think he would tell you, fuck off. I'm sorry, it's Christian Bale. Oh, you think she's gonna steal the show? Really, Serge? Are you being serious? So you really think Mighty Thor is gonna be amazing? She'll be the top bitch beating the bad guy. Wow. So you think in Thor's movie she's gonna get the ultimate victory? I agree, Dante. Why do they not? Like I said, why do they not know what to do with Thor? Because the he it didn't translate. Shakespearean Thor didn't translate, so they did something different. They didn't know what to do with Thor, so they went Guardians of the Galaxy with it. Totally turned off entertaining. Yes, but wrong vibe for that movie. I want to know who Russell Crowe is playing. I have a sticking. I have an idea, Sathwick. We're gonna have to talk about this, Sathwick, because I got an idea just from what did we see in Loki, Sathwick, in the trailer? What big building did we see, Sathwick? Maybe. Think about it, Sathwick. The future is female. It is. It is very female. I know what you mean talking about Paul. They did say that. We throw diversity on that board and see what you get, right? I don't think they're going to give her the final blow. If they do that, I'll be so freaking pissed. I don't think they're going to do that because it's his movie. Yeah, I agree, Michael. It's about writing and the effort put on it. Making Thor movies funnier was their cheat code. It's gonna be oh Dante, it's gonna be funny. I mean, I don't think they're goofy. I think they're funny movies. I know the future is female. I remember that, Serge. But I don't feel like they were saying I think we can take it we might take too many liberties with it. I feel like what they meant was Wanda, Agatha, Jane being the mighty Thor. Maybe because they might do the storyline from the comic book where she does become, the mighty Thor and what that does to her because she's going through something already in her life. So, I mean, they might be doing that, but let's just pray and hope she dies, ladies and gentlemen. Because I feel, and I'm not saying that in like a weird, cold way, but I feel like for the story and for her character and what that represents would be good. Just because that's a good story, a good comic. The only one that is a really good one, So I'm curious to see if they do that and if it works. Is it good? I think it could work. Guys, believe in it. Okay. I know, God of Vengeance. Yeah, there was, and then and then they, made did a lot of things with Eternals. But I think it might work. Thor as a concept has potential for great material, but it takes effort and creativity. He's a god. Make an epic with him. I know. I agree. I feel like with Ragnarok, it was very funny, yes. But It wasn't bad. I liked it. I don't know why. Like, other than it being goofy, what were some of your all's main issues with Thor Ragnarok? Don't just say it was goofy. Tell me, like, really things in the movie that you don't like or you didn't care for that just took you out of it, and you said, you know what, this movie is trash. Let me know. I'm curious because I felt the moment when Odin passed was a true moment. What do you think? Burrell says, I want Thor 4 to have some serious moments in tone. And I feel like we had some small moment. Maybe we didn't have enough big moments in Thor Ragnarok, right? Dante said he's going to just take his anger out in the game. He says, I'm going to destroy Thor in the new God of War game, LOL. The way that handles the destruction of Asgard and Hela being shooed horned in. I think that he's remembering what his father said, though. Also, Antonio. When it talks about Asgard's not a place, it's a people. You know? They did, Antonio. I agree. They did kind of just the Planet Hulk story. It was a comedy. It was fine as a standalone, but the movie is followed up by if, and then also the end, they make fun of Asgard exploding. They do. It's the tone for Dante. I mean, there are a lot of jokes. I will give you that. And I feel like the serious moments didn't linger long enough for some people, I think, for you to really take it in. So that was some issues for some people. Do I think it's a good Thor movie? No. Do I think it's a fun movie? Yeah. But I get it. But I don't dislike that movie. I have more problems with Ant-Man the Wasp and some other things. Thor Ragnarok for me is not one of those. But they do make fun of acts. I agree. I feel like if those small moments that you have, they're not long enough. So you forget about them. You think, oh, well, this happened. We get a beat and we're on to this because the pacing of the film as well. I think it's the pacing and the jokes. The pacing, and the fact that it's a comedy, so the pacing's a little faster, so you don't get those emotional beats and you don't get to stick in those beats. And it's so they seem very short, so they look like that they don't mean anything, right? But we find out in Infinity War when he's talking to Rocket that they do, right? So I understand that. But that's the Russo brothers. And the Russo brothers are the MCU whisperers, in my opinion. They are definitely the MCU whisperers. I mean, they really are. And God of Vengeance says, I don't like the tone either. It should have been taken more seriously. It's very entertaining. It's fun, but I get it. My opinion on John Walker, I love him, but I hate him. I love him, but I hate him. That's it. Like John Walker for me, Wyatt Russell in the role, to me, he's doing a great job. But we can see that his frustrations are increasing, right? When we are introduced to him, we have that moment when Battlestar and him are before he runs out and puts that suit on. He tells him, and like we've talked about it, you can't punch your way through this one, right? You can't. And we know this, right? So we know that he's a hothead. And then by the end of the episode, he tells him to stay out of my way. And then Falcon said it's always that last line is what he said earlier. Just some of the pushing. It seems more like he feels that he wants to use Falcon and Bucky as assets to bring them in to help him, to bring them in. and to just basically help him get his first victory, as you would say, as Captain America. That's how I look at it there. He's an opportunist, but he's also aggressive, hot headed, and quick. And, and we see those frustrations in episode 3. You see the growing frustrations. You see he's always one step behind Falcon and Bucky. When he goes to see Zemo, already done. You know, yeah, Paul, let me tell you, these people are so freaking dumb and stupid. He's an actor playing a role, right? And for me, if I love to hate you in that role, you're doing something right. And it's not just his look. I feel like he's doing a really good job in this role. And why are we sending a man death threats for doing his job and maybe convincing you of it? Right? If anything, applaud this man. Wyatt Russell is tight. I'm sorry. Like, I hope John Walker is not done after this show, okay? Because I like John Walker, but I hate him. But I like him. Like, to me, that's the lure. Like, if you make me like, ooh, I hate your ass, then you as a character, you're doing something right. And as an actor, and I believe in you, and I'm there with it. If I had no feelings like, oh, he's whack, whatever, then I'd be like, he's just a bad actor, but he still wouldn't deserve death threats. That's silly. Exactly, Paul. Got it. He plays a douche, and I hate the douche. Exactly. But he's good at being a douche, right? Yes, Antonio. Like, I never understand why people are threatening him, and when he's going in his job, you're supposed to not like him. I don't hate him really, Michael. I don't like him because I feel it. Like I know he's not good. Like I feel it. Like I'm seeing these little bitty things. Like when he shot that, I'm telling you, when they were on top of that truck, and he shot one of the flag smashers. It's not very Captain America-esque, right? Unless we're talking about Captain America in Captain America First Avenger, but he's on a battlefield with a gun, fighting other people with guns. And when Cap comes back, he doesn't have a gun. So it's the aggression. He doesn't have the same morality. He doesn't have he lacks a lot of that stuff. He's the exact opposite of Steve Rogers. When you think about it, Steve Rogers, was about institutions. And when he realized that these things were happening and that it was about control, he was about freedom and being a revolutionary. John Walker is about by the book government standards, and he doesn't like people to speak out, stand out, do any of that. He wants you to fall in line. And that's the difference between John Walker and Steve Rogers. And that's why Falcon getting the shield for me makes sense, because he's very close. He has that very same idealistic, approach to things that Steve does. They're very similar. That's why Steve gave him, they are, and you feel it, Antonio. Like, hi, can I say it, Fate, or no, I won't do it. What's good, everybody? No sus is what he said. I didn't say it. He said it. Sus gang. They are slowly showing that. I'm not saying he's evil either. I'm saying he's not good. I don't like the good thing about, I was so worried when they brought him in, and then I heard him say, oh, you can't push your way through this one. Okay, Baby Fate is here. Yay! Baby Fate. So, I felt it. I was a little concerned when they're in the locker room and we heard Battlestar say this. It's like, oh, are we just going to make him evil just for evil's sake here? Is that the path we're going to go down? which I hope not, right? Because for me, that's what they did with Hayward. And I was really concerned. Let's just not be evil for evil's sake. And I feel like John Walker's true motivations is he's always been the best at everything, right? He's always the best. He know, I mean, I mean, look at everything he's about. I'm not talking about that being un-American. Just the symbolization of who Captain America is not right. Oh no, guns are the way of life here. Especially where I'm from. Guns everywhere, right, baby Fate? We're in Kentucky. I'm not threatening nobody. Not cancel me. And then I'm going to get to Antonio's point. He says, I'm not saying he's evil or anything, but he's definitely not like Cap at all. He seems like he might be more aggressive version of Cap from what I'm getting from the show, at least. Yes. And he's not. I don't think he's going to be evil for evil's sake. I feel like he really wants to do his job and do it to the best of his ability. But I feel like his approach and the way he goes about it are going to be the wrong things to do, We all know things in life. I don't know if you have. I've had the greatest intentions. My approach was wrong. Right? But the difference is he's, Captain America, and, he's out here fighting people, and he might really hurt someone deliberately that is truly innocent, or maybe that he might be too aggressive. Kentucky strong, Fate. Back in KY, Fate. KY. Guys, Fate, baby Fate. Yeah, he's more of an anti-hero. I mean, there's a point where he, but I'm not going to get into that. He is very aggressive. He's very aggressive compared to Cap. And we're going, and that's a good thing. We get to see these two different versions of Captain America and what works and what doesn't work. And at the end of the day, is Falcon going to permanently keep that shield, or is it going to be temporary? That's my question. I have my own opinion, but what do you all think? Tyrese, I'm going to come see you very soon, and I'm bringing some girls with me, so remember that. So you better come, Tyrese. I might be bringing some females. Okay? For sure. So Tyrese, get it together. It just depends. I gotta see. Like, Tim was like, yeah, for sure. What's up? We doing this? Like, yeah, for sure. What's going on? Maybe. So Tyrese, get it together. Cali trip coming soon. Right? I won't be there for 7 weeks now. Won't be doing that. But anyway, Falcon will keep his shield for sure. I agree. I just wanted to see what everybody else thought too. Falcon will keep the shield for sure. Disney knows it's a PR nightmare if he doesn't. Factual, factual, factual. Oh, maybe he just don't want her that much. Maybe he don't. Sometimes that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Baby Faye just don't. I don't think Baby Faye want to do that today. So Baby Faye, did you brush your hair? I want to know about when we're doing this face reveal, Baby Faye, real quick. Time out. Baby Faye, when we're doing it. You ready now? Because we can do it now. It'd be tight. What do you think, Faye? Tyrese. You coming in right now? What are you doing, Tyrese? Me and Tyrese still have to do our whole Tropic Thunder stream. Who? Me? Or are you talking about Tyrese? Like what? What I do? Is he talking to me? Wait, what I do? I said you just don't want to do it. That's what I said. Come on, peoples. New question. Got a new question? Besides Babyface love life? Think about that. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? Let me know. Let me know. What we're talking about. What we're doing. Where we're going. Who we're seeing. Where we're meeting them. Question. Oh yeah. Faye, you said it. Like, who nasty? I didn't say nothing nasty. What? Who is an obsession? I'm so confused right now. You nasty? I'm excited. Oh, I'm so excited for Hawkeye's new show. Like Jeremy Renner, I love him. He's so hot. He's amazing. And I love Hawkeye. And everybody thinks that's weird. I'm excited to see Hawkeye. I'm excited for Kate Bishop. The comic that they're adopting, I hope there's something that is happening. I'm pretty sure. So wait, when you see this, oh, Tyrese nasty, no such. I'm telling you right now, guys, when you see this Hawkeye show, I mean, Yelena Belova is going to be in it. Like there's so many things happening in this show. Kate Bishop, Haley Steinfeld, tight. Jeremy Renner is a great actor. Um, Florence Pugh, great actress. I don't know how much of the show she's going to be in. The cast is really strong for this show. So it's going to be another grounding fighting style. Great acting, great action. Get straight to the point. I feel like the main show that I feel like right now, WandaVision was quite polarizing, right? I feel like Loki might be received generally well because WandaVision was something completely different, you know? Um, I feel like maybe when we get to, Miss Marvel, some people might, I don't know. I'm hoping Miss Marvel is going to be amazing. Serge, I think it's going to be great. I hope Hawkeye is a good show. Disney Plus should give us Falcon the Winter Soldier quality shows. No reason why they shouldn't. And I think it's going to be a good show. I really do, just because the cast is amazing. Okay. See, you are sus. I'm just playing baby fate. Don't come at me. Please don't. I actually have to go. I'm about to watch Falcon Winter Soldier, but somebody had to put him on it. Good job, recruits. Let me know if I talk to you. When next time I talk to you, Fate, tell me what your friend thinks. Do they like? How many episodes are they just getting started? You hear that? Tony motherfucking baloney. You hear it? I don't know if you hear it. Is Moon Knight's 2022? I agree. Miss Marvel is going to be trash. Serge said it's going to suck. MCU did little with Hawkeye when it comes to action, in my opinion. I hope to see his skills being flexed with this one. I do too. I feel so bad for what happened to him in the first movie, and then they kind of did it in the beginning of Age of Ultron, and then we got to meet his family as a courtesy for what they did to him in the first movie, because I know he was very displeased with things that happened with his character. And then Infinity War, he wasn't even there. So there's that. And then in Endgame, we got to see a very few minutes of Ronan. They built that up. But apparently the show is going to kind of focus, go flat. We might get some flashbacks of his time as Ronan, and to see, him fighting with a sword and him being dark and just going around slaughtering people left and right. And then we might get and then present day. So that might happen, and that'd be good. I know, Zill Nation. Miss Marvel's a knockoff of Mr. Fantastic, and then they gave her the name Miss Marvel because they changed Miss Marvel to Captain Marvel. They are shooting the show. I saw them shooting a fight scene for midnight. Yeah. Yes. So you actually watch the footage, God of Vengeance? I have not seen it. I thought it was 2022. Brain doesn't work right now. So I'm pretty sure it's 2022. Miss Marvel interested you for Captain Marvel 2? Monica interests me. And maybe Secret Invasion. Them do if they're gonna do the Secret Invasion thing, them that interests me. All right, bye, Fate. I hope you and your friend enjoy it. She's an Inhuman and she stretches and she's extremely smart, but she's basically Mr. Fantastic. Basically, that's who she is. When it comes to Miss Marvel, I didn't really care for who she is. I read like I didn't even finish the series. Got so bad, so bad, so bad. She's not good. And even the her creator who wrote the comic even was concerned about her being adapted for live action. She said because she wasn't meant for that. So she doesn't know how that's going to go. Yes, Serge. Basically, that's it. Anything else? We got a few more minutes before we wrap it up. You know, it is whack, Joshua. It's very whack. I see my son. We got it. I heard it was. I mean, it had so many problems, but we still got it. It was trash. We just play. I mean, Ultimate Alliance is better than that game. Ultimate Alliance is my shit. Really, it's way better than Ultimate Alliance is like here. Avengers is it's a trash game. Matt Reeves must be on a lot of pressure. If you make a Batman movie, you're trying to beat the Dark Knight. Yeah. But what I will say, I'm so hyped for this Batman movie. I know some people had some issues. They didn't like the car. They didn't like his suit. I think he looked in that trailer. I've watched that trailer so many times, guys. And to me, it's an amazing trailer. I feel like it's going to be a really good movie. Um, I don't, I mean, is it going to be Christopher Nolan caliber? We'll see. I love Christopher Nolan. So you're going to have to show me that it's going to be better. But I feel that it has the potential. So it has the potential, I feel like, to meet that expectation. But I also feel Robert Pattinson, he's out here killing it right now. And just his acting alone, I feel if this movie goes the way I believe it's going to go, this man might win a freaking. I mean, I feel like it's could possibly be another comic book movie that's nominated for awards, possibly. The actress Tony, she does not have me curious. I know this is her first like real role. I think she's 18, but I don't know. I'm just, Tony. I'm gonna watch it, and if I like it, I'll be like, hey, it's great. I like it. But right now, I don't know. I just don't. I'm a little concerned. I'm a little worried that it's not going to be good. That's how I feel when it comes to Miss Marvel. And I don't really care for the character. Yeah, Tyrese. If this movie is on the level of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes from Matt Reeves, that's a huge win. Michael proves a point. It's better. It better be great because Batman's value has decreased because of Snyder. It'll be a minute, Dante, for a trailer because it's the movie's been pushed back. It's not coming out this year. Serge says, yeah, I'm convinced Miss Marvel's going to suck below WandaVision. See, y'all are always hating on WandaVision did not suck. Did it have some scripts? Was it perfect, amazing, like a lot of people claim it to be and say it's so great, it's amazing. It's like all these people on Twitter that was calling it amazing when it was over. No, it's not amazing. I'm just saying for me, it didn't suck. Is it amazing? No. Is it great? No. Is it good? Yes. And that's the difference. We're using amazing, like these people are saying amazing. Serge, it was not a disappointment. I have always loved Wanda for me, and I've always liked Vision. So it wasn't a disappointment for me. A few episodes I felt were weak. A few things they built up in the story and then the actors said things and we thought it was going to be grander and they should have just tempered expectations, said different things. That is true. Come on, we're on the internet. Either it's some masterpiece or it sucks. I know we use these big words. It's either amazingly amazing or it's trash, trash, trash. Throw that shit away, right? It's trash, is what we say. It's horrible. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But going back to how I feel about WandaVision, it to me, I was connected to Wanda and Vision. I believed in it. I things that I thought was silly. The reveal of Agnes. I liked the cute little song, but we all knew something was going on. And even like people who were just casual watchers who might have not known who Agatha Harkness was, even they knew that she was up to something. So waiting that long to make that reveal was a little silly. Okay. So I mean, there's a lot of things that I have that were issues with the show, but I didn't hate it. I liked it. I believed it. And a lot of people said she didn't lose anything in the end. Grief is messy, right? You can be okay on Monday. You can be okay on Monday and then on Friday falling apart. So when people say she didn't really lose anything, she was willing to give it up, and at the end she's trying to bring them back because she had to do what she had to do so these people could escape it, her hex. And now she's still, but that doesn't mean she was comfortable with the fact that they were gone, right? And that she was over it and that she had moved past it. No, she still wants her kids and she still wants a Vision. She only did it because it was the right thing to do because she had other people encased in this hex. That's why she did it, right? And Antonio says, because as of right now, Falcon and Winter Soldier is 10 times better. Can we agree on that? I can't agree on that. I can say, okay, I won't say 10 times better. Overall, yes, it's a better show. It's great. It's a good show. It's a great show. I love it. The writing is better. Overall, I think the acting is pretty much equally matched. The story's better. The pacing is better. All of that's better. The action, of course, is better. But I was more hyped for WandaVision. As I was watching it, this Falcon and Winter Soldier is a show that I really wanted to see. And I still love it and I'm still hyped for it. But I just know I'd be like, ah, da, 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 da. And for WandaVision. Maybe because it was the first show and because it was something crazy and something a little different. Maybe that's what it was. Why? But guys, you might not like it. But we're eating good on this Marvel content, right? I said it and I'll say it again. This is what's been missing in my life. All this Marvel content. And we're here and we got it. Knight says one is got 9 minutes into society. It is much better. Oh gosh, are the Lakers? What's happening with the Lakers? I don't know why. Are they losing? Are the Lakers losing? Are they winning? How are y'all doing out without y'all's daddy over there, Lakers? You're gonna be okay? How long's your daddy out? Yeah, it's definitely gonna be fire. I still guys. I still have to watch episode 3 again, cause I had a difficult time, seeing and focus on what's happening in this episode last time, and fell asleep on it. That lets you know, my mind was going through some real life shit. If I cannot watch a Marvel thing, usually it helps me be like, oh, this is tight. Forget about this. Didn't happen, and and then I fell asleep when I was rewatching it. My mom was watching it. My mom had we watched it on Easter, and I was sitting in her house, and I did that. And before I did that, she was just talking and talking and talking. She wasn't even. My mom was not watching that. Wasn't watching it. She didn't even make it to the part where Sam goes to Louisiana. She was done. I was like, Mom, you're gonna like this show because she really would like it. She loves all Marvel movies, but she's like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch that. Nope. She didn't even, she was just start talking about something else. I'm definitely watching Winter Soldier later since yesterday was 7 years since it came out and I wasn't able to watch it because of work. Yeah, I need I fell asleep I was watching that, rewatching that. I gotta rewatch it again. We get to meet both of these characters in that movie. Winter Soldier is amazing. Such a great movie, right? We get introduced to Falcon and Bucky, and then Civil War is just as amazing because then we get Zemo, and I love Zemo. So and he's bad, but he's not, but he's bad still. Guys, I'm telling you. So, what do y'all think about Sharon Carter? Before I'm curious, who do you think she is? What is she doing? What is her role here? Yeah, we should do a watch party soon of that movie, just for fun. So Black Panther's your number 3. So what's your number 1 and number 2 then? Is Winter Soldier and Civil War your number 1 and 2, and then Black Panther? That's a pretty solid list there, Antonio. Solid list. If that's your top 3. Mine, you just move Black Panther down to number 4, right? You put 2012 Avengers is number 1 for me. We've talked about that before. Number 2, I always go back in my mind. Is it Winter Soldier? Is it Civil War? Is it Winter Soldier? Is it Civil War? Is it Winter Soldier? Is it Civil War? Who do I want as the next big bad? I would love Love, love, love Galactus. That's what I would love. Or Doctor Doom. I feel like it's going to be Doctor Doom, and then eventually it's going to, I mean, Doctor Doom is going to hopefully come in with the Fantastic Four, and by the end, hopefully Galactus. I really want it to be Galactus. I think that, especially Fantastic Four's coming. Let's do this shit. You know, make it as epic, you know, on another level. So then eventually, after we're introduced to Galactus, maybe we'll get, you know, the Secret Wars, and that'll be amazing. I know. The third act of BP is why it isn't better than Civil War or Winter Soldier, at least for me. Oh, I agree, Antonio. I agree. Hi, Nada, 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 Nada. How are you? Kang is coming. We do know Kang the Conqueror is coming, but I wonder, how is he going to be the big villain? Maybe. I mean, I know that Kang the Conqueror is coming in Ant-Man, and I feel that they're gonna be setting some of that stuff up, like in Loki. Time variance. Kang is a time traveling villain. Um, and then that's going to be interesting. The only thing that really gets me interested in the Young Avengers is Kang the Conqueror and his evolution, and like how he tries, and how you know, Ironclad tries to, you know, go to the future and rewrite his future, and not become Kang the Conqueror, but then he, you know, and all these other things. So maybe that is the only redeeming thing about the Young Avengers, and I feel that for being introduced to Kang, and we know that all these Young Avenger characters are lingering around. Kang coming in is great. You know, Kang the Conqueror. I don't. I feel like we're gonna. That's what I'm saying, Serge. I feel like we're gonna see him in Ant Man, in the Quantumania, right? In that movie. Um, I feel like that in some way he's going to escape. I mean, I think that doing these one-off villains should be done. Time Police is about to snatch up 2014 Gamora and steal Star Lord's chance to love. Hey, that's okay. I'll holler at Peter. Will, like, what's up, Peter? You want to talk to me on the phone? Show. You know, being silly. No, but yeah, I wish they would just like lock her up and throw away the key and let's never see her again. I'm cool with that. Let's get rid of Gamora. She's Why did we bring her back? Oh, because Zoe, you know, because so, you know, her and Star Lord can be in love, and Zoe Saldana, and you know, she's a great she's a great actress, and but in this role, I feel like they're not giving her much to work with, and I don't care. Now, maybe in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, they're going to give her some great story, but I don't think they're going to do that. Yeah, she definitely should have stayed dead. Like, I didn't even give shit when she died. Like, Antonio, like I said before, you were like that with Vision. You thought it was funny. I didn't laugh when she was actually falling. I was laughing at all the buildup before. So it's just like, let her go, man. Like, I was not even really cool with Loki coming back, you know? But that would be tight. The Time Police should do the right thing and bring back 2014 Thanos back to life and put him back in 2014. Antonia said, I didn't care about her death either. Brother Dot is in the house. Oh, I know that. Like, to me, it's amazing, right? It really is. Like, do you realize how impressive the whole MCU is? The amount of things that could and should go wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I did. And like, and see, that's why like I appreciate Thor Ragnarok. And I even in a small way, I appreciate Thor the Dark World because we see the evolution of Loki's character, right? We see him start out being jealous of his brother, finding out that he's not Odin's biological child. And what does that do to him? And then in Thor the Dark World, his mother is, the closest person to him, really. And the death of her, unites them. But he's not completely redeemed now, is he? And then the next time we see him, he did. He did. I started breaking it down. Okay, and then we get to Thor Ragnarok, right? And in Thor Ragnarok, he almost makes peace, with his father when he's dying. And then when we get into Infinity War, in that moment, the evolution is there. Because Serge, what does he say? He says, "I am Odin's son." He says these things. He's evolved. He's made amends with his brother. He fought for his people. He didn't just stick for himself and be mischievous and go out here and do what he wanted to do and be selfish. There was growth there. So in his death, I felt like his arc was complete. But the fact that he's back now, okay. But I just felt like I had that emotional tie. He did not die cracking jokes. No, he didn't die cracking jokes. He said, he didn't. He did not die cracking jokes. Yeah, he told Thanos about himself. He did not go out selling jokes. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's like we grew with this character. He evolved in such a way that I felt, to me, his death, it was the end. And I was very sad when, especially the way he died, it was intense. That was a whole setup. He was doing that to trick him. But when you get past that, what does he say after that, Serge? I'm so sick of you right now, Serge. Like, really, for show, Serge. Look at him, guys. So, any final questions? We have literally 2 minutes, guys. I just let you all, we just did this for 2 hours. And I was going to do 45 minutes, and it's 2 hours, 2 minutes. Yeah, he did, Antonio. His arc was good. The only reason why I'm giving this show a pass is because it's a different version, universe version, I guess, but they should have kept him dead. I agree. I agree. It took me a minute to like come on board with it, Antonio, but I'm right there with you. I was just like, okay. But it's the same thing with Gamora, but I just feel like, but they're not ready to go to let go of Loki. He's a fan favorite. People love Loki, and they're not ready to get rid of him, especially with, so many of the original cast not being around anymore. They were not really ready to let go of him. I see that. Let me see. What is Thanos is a god, though. He blessed half the population by taking them away. I'm sick of you. He blessed maybe the flag smashers, but I don't think that's a blessing. Lucky should have transferred his consciousness to the rest of his body before getting his next snap. Oh, I made it funny. What's my rating for Age of Ultron? Okay. I never disliked Age of Ultron, right? I've always loved that movie. Not loved, I liked it. But after I saw Endgame, amplified it for me because all those payoffs in that movie, all that stuff that we saw in Age of Ultron, the beginning, when we meet Wanda, we meet Vision, we get a lot of the setup for Endgame, the title, the beginning. We see that conversation between Cap and Iron Man, and they're talking back and forth. When he said that's the end game up there, and he said we're going to lose. He said we'll lose together. All of that is great. It pays off. It starts to pay off in Infinity War, and you see it. And for me, Age of Ultron is a good 8.5, almost a 9. Oh, how would you feel about MCU villains on Earth that are a cult of Thanos, a cult that believe his ideals of the snap and they wanted to repeat it, sort of like the Flag Smashers, but a cult? That would be kind of tight. I would like that. You gonna write that script, B-Dot? Me and you can pitch it. Like, come on. Me and you. Said we're gonna pitch this movie. If not, we'll make an animated version. I like that. I really do. And they could be, I mean, that would be so tight. Actually, that's a really good idea. Who wants an animated movie? I can't, Tony. No, Serge. He is not. No. He needs to stay where he's at. Like, no, thank you. We don't need him. We don't need him over here on Marvel. Let him stay over there. We just trying to get Henry Cavill to come on over here. But anybody else? I think Children of Thanos is still a good one. I feel like that would be tight. That would be a good name for the cult. Because even in death, you have become children of Thanos. I love that freaking line. I know, it's more than that, but I just love that line. That would be tight if that's what they call them. What do y'all think? Children of Thanos? And they could all live on a farm and wear white. We're about to write this motherfucking freaking movie, K-Dot. I'm telling y'all, me and B-Dot, y'all don't know about us. It's tight. Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ladies and gents around the world, you know what time it is. I'm about to be up out and out of here. I appreciate you all coming in the chat. We talked about Ray Fisher. We talked about a Thanos cult movie. We talked about Falcon Winter Soldier. We talked about a lot. Thor, Loki, all these amazing shows and all this content. But first we started with that bitch ass dude. So moving forward, that honestly, unless I'm just making a comment or an opinion, that will be the last topic for me on Ray Fisher. He's dead for me. The whole thing is dead, guys. It's a dead non-issue. Just like things die off, he's over there dead in the weeds with all that. So I'm your girl Ashley, aka The Widow. And you know what? I'm about to be up out of here. Bye.